Hi, I'm Corey Wilkins with Ears Only Audio. Thank you so much for stopping by again today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done already, and like and share this video with a friend. Today, we're going to talk about how you can use pre-fader sends on something like a reverb for effect. And I have this really cool song by this artist named Mino Hendrix, who was in the studio on Monday. And I wanted to really, for the feel that he was going for, I wanted to create a lot of atmosphere and a lot of different sounding percussion. I didn't want like a typical kick, snare, and cymbals drum kit. So we used shakers and tambourine, and we used a big 16 by 16 floor tom being hit with a mallet to kind of serve as the bass drum. But I wanted it to be very out of focus and very earthy, and so I ended up using a pre-fader send to go to a very long reverb. So let's dive into the session and check it out, and you can see what I mean. Let's just give it a listen real quick so you can see what's going on.
Oh Jah, forgive them for what they do. They don't know you, no matter what they try to do.
So very atmospheric, and on a side note, for those of you who watched my review and unboxing of the Samson VR88 ribbon microphone, I used a pair of them in a Bloomlin setup to capture a musicians playing together live recording in this song of guitar, mandolin, and lead vocal all actually happened at the same time, not on their own individual tracks. Just picked them up with those VR88s in a Bloomlin setup, and this is what that sounds like.
Oh Jah, forgive them for what they do. They don't know you.
It is entirely possible to record things that are going to sound fantastic without having each instrument have its own special track, and those microphones are really great sounding for that. Okay, let's get to the situation at hand, which is addressing this floor tom. So let me solo it up for you. You can see the fader is really low.
Tap floor tom audio track to interact with minus 20.2 dB.
Yeah, it's at minus 20.2. So that sounds cool enough. I actually did some significant treatment to this floor tom. I low pass filtered it, I think down to about 1K. And then I did a fast attack, kind of fast medium release on the compressor to chop as much of that transient, as much of that mallet hit off as I could, and listen to how soft the attack is. There's just not much on the front end of it. But I wanted to take that even further, so I sent it to a reverb.
Tap floor tom.
And here in Pro Tools, let's see.
A. Bus 5.6. B. Bus 9.10.
Yeah, Bus 910 is my dark plate reverb. Let me just open this up.
Window. Track selector floor tom button.
All right.
Target output. Audio output automation on. Link panner to main. Like censored. Front pan knob. Link on. Pre/post fader.
Okay,
button.
this is the one that you need to pay attention to. This is the pre/post fader. So what this means is if I have it pre-fader, no matter what I do to my fader, I could mute the channel and it would still send the amount of signal that I've specified to the reverb.
Link sent 0. Mute minus 9.0 dB.
So I'm sending it at a level of minus 9.0 to the reverb. So no matter where I have this, like I have the actual floor tom at minus 20, but still minus 9 is going to the send. It's not following my fader.
Mute 0. Sent link panner to main button on. Pre/post.
So let me show you what this means. I can hit mute on the floor tom. And you still get the reverb. But what's happening is since there's so much more of it going to the reverb than actually coming out the channel going, directly to my 2-bus, you get even less attack on that floor tom. It gets even more atmospheric. Okay, now let's say I were to switch this to a post fader send.
Press on pre/post fader button.
So now I've turned that off, and now you're going to hear the reverb get quieter because it's going to match the level of my fader. And now if I mute my floor tom, it goes away. It's a lot drier.
Press
Just because of
pre/post
how I have
fader.
it set up. This is again with it in pre-fader mode. Post fader.
Press on. Press pre/post fader button.
And back to how I originally had it in pre-fader mode. So this is a way you can really manipulate your reverbs. If you want your reverbs to be more natural sounding, you want more control over your reverb, and you want it to kind of follow what your fader is doing, you just keep it in post fader mode. But if you really want to manipulate the sound, like here I had a specific reason. I wanted even less attack. I wanted the floor tom to be even further away to create the atmosphere that I was looking for. To make this song feel the way I wanted it to.
Unsolute.
And so I was able to throw that into pre-fader send mode, and I was able to get the desired effect that I want. Less of the actual dry floor tom and more of the reverb to get you this.
Oh Jah, forgive them for what they do. They don't know you. No matter what they try to do.
See, to me, with that pre-fader send, it sounds more like a big, giant, drum being played in a cavern, and that's the kind of sound I wanted. I didn't want it to sound like a natural, normal 16-inch floor tom. So I think I was able to achieve that effect just simply flipping it from post fader to pre-fader send. So I hope this helps. I hope it gives you some ideas to get creative with how you use reverb. You don't always have to use reverb to try and simulate an actual, real, authentic room type space. You can use reverb as an effect all of its own, and this is a really great option for you to be able to shape the amount, sort of the wet dry mix you have with your original unaffected signal and with your reverb. So I hope this gets you creative, gets you thinking, gets you trying some different things, and it's a lot of fun trying to decide on something like this. Hey, can I go pre-fader with this, or is that going to get too out of control, or is it just going to be perfect? And it worked out perfectly in this song, and I wanted to show it to you. So you could see an occasion where it was really effective and ended up working out in a very cool manner. So thank you so much for watching. Again, if you try this and you find it helpful and it works really cool, if you're able to upload that track on SoundCloud or YouTube or whatever, post a link to it in the comments section so we can all hear your experiments with reverb. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I appreciate it a whole ton. I'm Corey Wilkins for Ears Only Audio, and I will catch you next time.